good question. It's the scientific method. What I mean by that is the way we figure out what is right is through testing. This is how all humans figure out what is right. Play is a process of experimentation. When a tiger cub crawls across the grass and jumps up after a butterfly and misses, it's learning physics. Right? It's learning what works and what doesn't. When it leans over a log to get ready to pounce on a frog and then it falls off the log, it's learning how far it can lean off of the log before it loses its center of gravity. That's what play is it's just innumerable tests. Getting advice from other people is an attempt to get the answer from somebody else who has already run the tests. If you ask somebody and they don't have the answer would be to test. The answer is always to test until you find out. It's never not that. The only times it is not that is when you already have the answer, or you can intuit the answer so obviously that you know you shouldn't test it. Like, for example, I have not tested heroin personally. I don't need to. Even if nobody ever told me not to do heroin, I know enough about heroin to know that I probably shouldn't try it. I don't need to test fentanyl. When somebody has advice for us and we're like, oh man, this person might have the solution for me, let me just go do what they do. We see their good results and we assume that they've already tested. And we think that's the answer to the scientific method. Somebody's done a double-blind study to find out that, oh my God, more music analysis is going to make me more knowledgeable about how to write music. Except so many people have gone down in history who can't even read music and don't know chords. And they're some of the most loved musicians ever on the face of this earth. So what that means is that sometimes analyzing music makes you better at writing music, and sometimes it doesn't. And so if a person is just super convinced, oh my God, you just got to know more, then that's just what worked for them. How do you deal with comparison? How do you deal with people who are so much more successful than you in something, and you're like, oh man, should I just do what they do? What they did worked in their current position. And so if you're really, really clear on your current position and you know it so well that you can see that if you did what they did because you're so much like them that you would get a similar result, then yeah, you should just go ahead and do what they do without running any tests. You should just believe them and go for it. Right? If you are Italian and have the exact same body composition as some other Italian bodybuilder and your genetics all came from the same region and 20 other things are the same, then you should probably just follow his diet without question. But if he's Italian and you're Korean, you probably shouldn't follow the Italian's nutrition advice of the guy that eats cheese every single day. And so a lot of us look at what other people do well and we want to copy them because they got good results and there's an assumption that they've run the tests, but they haven't run the tests on you. They've run the tests on them. I've found thinking about this makes it easier to take advice with a grain of salt, makes it easier to not feel as overwhelmed by somebody else's success, not feel like I have to just do what they do, and instead listen to what they have to say and then go, okay, awesome, that worked for them. Now, what have I done so far? What should I try next? Let me try some of the things that they suggested in a way that aligns with what I already do, and let's see if it works. 90% of the time, only 10% of the advice somebody gives you is going to be useful. You can get a scientist to go to the Amazon and sit in a tent and watch a lizard, like a specific species of lizard in the Amazon rainforest, and he'll observe them for 2 to 3 months. And then they will be able to add to the great corpus of scientific knowledge in some species book about this species of lizard to say, this species of lizard eats 9 to 16 grubs per day. And that's the best we've got. 9 to 16. He worked for 3 months and he found out that this one species of lizard kind of eats some days and more others. Because life is hard. Like, it's complicated. There's all sorts of variety in the world. When you really ingrain that, you feel less like you need to just go and obey and follow somebody else's perfect formula. People's recipes often are not precise recipes. They're general beacons and signals for the directions you should be going. If you want to set up a pattern of success in your life to make more money, build an audience, or get your life together, then go to the link in the description or go to apply.joshterryplays.com.